Welcome to my store. Hang on.
Okay.
Okay, now start talking.
What I did was I used the gravel, which was old gravel that I had sitting in the garage.
Okay, so when you added in the garage, was there moisture in it or was it dry?
It was sitting there. It sat there for a few months with the moisture in it.
Okay, so was it black?
It was brownish.
Brownish, okay, so anaerobic.
And what I realized that was trying to save 20 bucks to buy new gravel, I ended up using the old gravel. That caused this to have a lot of brown area inside because the water was just brown, and I kept on adding. You can see this thing, clear water,
okay,
as
so
well
water
as I added.
clarifier.
Yeah.
So you know what this is? It's a flocculant. Flocculants make small particulate matter clump together so that the filter can take it out easier.
Yes, okay. And there's another one I have which is called Clarity. I use as well. This is Stability actually.
Okay, this is Stability. Stability is the nitrosomonas nitrobacter bacteria cultures to inoculate your filter.
Then I put this at nighttime too because that's what PetSmart suggested.
Okay, it detoxifies nitrite, nitrate, removes chlorine, and ammonia. Okay, so basically it eliminates the ammonia and the nitrite that are hurting your fish.
Okay.
Okay, and you also added Big Al's water conditioner. It's just dechlor. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, looking in this tank right now, you can see how the bubbles stay as bubbles a long time.
Yeah.
And you see how there's all this particulate matter floating around. Have you fed this fish tank?
I have fed it very little.
So all this stuff floating around, is that fish food or is that crap from the gravel?
No, this is crap from gravel.
Did you ever think of washing the gravel?
Well, it was already started this way. I should have done that when I started it.
Yeah, because if you put it in a plastic colander, you know, once you get at the dollar stores, they got these plastic colanders. Just put it in that, put it in the sink and run some water over it and give it a shake. You can get all this crud out. See, what we've got here is an advanced case of new tank syndrome. The chemicals have saved the fish because they've detoxified the ammonia and the nitrite and the nitrate and everything. We're going to do a good sized water change today. And hold the vacuum in the gravel just a little bit longer because we're trying to get as much out of it as possible. Like, hold it down. See how there's a cloud coming?
Yeah.
Okay, now left it. Hold it down.
I know how to vacuum pump.
There's my boy.
You know, one thing that I was so regretful is this $20 worth. This bag is $20.
Yeah.
You know, I would have had used a brand new bag.
Yeah.
I would have been much happier.
Probably. And what we can also do, if I have one, do we have the white net here? Where's the bucket? Okay. Now, there's a white net out in the truck that you can also use if you need to siphon out extra particulate matter that's floating around in the water.
Okay. But none of it's big enough to do that.
Oh yeah, the fine white net?
No.
Oh yeah. So in that case,
And I thought
it's already clean.
yeah, but see how we're getting a little bit?
No.
You know what I thought that this is going okay card is because
You broke his filter? Hey, Ryan.
That's exactly what I did.
No, that just comes off.
I messed with my boy.
Go back in.
Well, we got to unplug it now because it won't prime again until... Aaron, unplug the filter.
Why can't you?
Because it's on that side. Why can't I?
No, why can't you?
Why can't you? You're the one that's supposed to do all my work. Okay, so let's stop the noise. We're going to keep changing water. We're going to take quite a bit out. And you're not going to feed the fish for the next week.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah. Because, like, if you keep throwing chemicals in and stuff, but I prefer not to. See, if you let them go a week, then the bacteria has a chance to stabilize without all the additional bio load on the tank.
Right.
Because anytime they eat, they have to digest their food. to digest their food, they produce ammonia as a byproduct. So then the more food they're eating, the more ammonia they're producing. And if they don't eat the food, then it decays and becomes ammonia directly. But you can see that when the bubbles were in here, they stuck around long. Well, that means that the protein levels are elevated.
Okay. And I thought that piece is fallen off of the bag on the.
Yeah. Well, that's why you couldn't get it started again.
I thought the reason my fishes didn't die is because this is African cichlids, and they're strong. That's why they didn't die. That's what I thought.
No, you put the chemicals in and that saved you.
Okay.
See, without detoxifying the ammonia, the nitrite, and the nitrate, they would have killed you. Because you got quite elevated levels, because I smelled the tank as soon as I walked into the room. As soon as I went through those doors.
And you know, my wife did say that, eh? She said, you know, this is a distinctive odor over there.
Yeah.
And, but I put a lot of these things in there.
Yeah, well, it saved your butt. So that's always good.
That one is okay, no? Hey? You only did that last week.
Yeah.
I don't think so I want to do that one, eh, Carl?
No, it doesn't need it.
That one there, I was not expecting you to.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but good thing you called us for this one, because you would have maybe kept feeding. See how we're getting even more stuff? This is the second vacuum, so that indicates there was a lot of stuff in on the first. Okay, so basically we're going to siphon it down to about here.
Okay.
A little less than half, and then we're going to fill it back up. You're not going to feed it for a week, and you're going to add the stability, and that'll get the bacteria going really well, and it'll stabilize. Then when you do start feeding them, the first couple of times, just feed them really lightly, and then wait, and then give them a bit more food if they come up and they eat it really
And they would be
eagerly.
okay without food for a week?
Oh yeah. Yeah, because they float and they don't have to heat their bodies. So standing upright and keeping ourselves warm is a major source of our calorie use.
Alright.
Alright, so that's the end of this video, and we'll see you on the next. Bye.